Very good evening, children. Last class we have seen about the terminologies involved in the AC alternating current circuit. So it's not that like the usual direct current, always the current will be constant. All the time the current will be constant. That means the frequency of the DC is equal to 0. But in alternating current, it's sinusoidally varying with respect to time like that. Since it is alternating current sinusoidally varying with respect to time, every instant there will be a variation in the voltage as well as of course the current. So we have seen the terminology called as RMS value of the current. Because when you take the average value of all the current, it's going to be 0 throughout a full cycle. But somehow I wanted to include all the values of each and every voltages or each and every current. So therefore, how can you define it? So usually you cannot define it by just taking the average. So instead, you are going to use the terminology, physical parameter called as Joule's law of heating. Why do we use Joule's law of heating? Because H is equal to I square R into T. Since it involves I square over here, all the negative value become positive. Now, mean value of all squares you find out. So that is, for example, V1 square plus V2 square plus etc. Vn square divided by n. Mean value, so V1 is V2, V3 like that. And then after finding out the mean value, squares of the mean value you find out, taking square root, that will be equal to RMS value. So all that we have seen. And then we found out that, all that we have seen, and then we found out like RMS value and the peak value relation. So peak value is always greater than that of the RMS value. So this is V0, whereas this is VRMS value. VRMS value is always lesser than what? V0 value. So VRMS is equal to V0 by root 2. That is what we have seen. Similarly, for a full cycle, V average value will be equal to 0. Of course, or you can say E average value equal to 0. Similarly, I average value equal to 0. And here for a full cycle. But for a half cycle, I average value will be equal to 2 into I0 by pi. And E average value will be equal to 2 into E0 by pi. So 2 by pi value is 0.637 I0. All that we have seen. Similarly, RMS value is 0.707 V0. Now, when you apply AC current or AC voltage across the resistor, I wanted to find out what's the phase difference between the current and the voltage. Come, let us see. So now here I am taking a resistor only. So this is a pure resistor. It's a pure resistor. I am connecting across AC source. What is AC voltage? We have already learned to know AC generator. Sinusoidally varying with respect to time, right? So AC voltage is expressed as E is equal to E0 sin omega t. So I always take that equation as 1. So AC voltage is E is equal to E0 sin omega t. I have taken that as an equation 1. By Ohm's law, I can take I is equal to E by R. We have learned through Ohm's law, same thing. So that is equal to E0 sin omega t divided by R. So therefore, I can write this as, this E0 by R, I can name it as I0. So I is equal to I0 sin omega t. This is equation number 2. Now you check here, I is equal to I0 sin omega t, E is equal to E0 sin omega t. I'm going to compare this both. So when I'm comparing this both here, what you get, here theta is equal to omega t, and then here, this is E and this is I. Theta is equal to 0 degree. What is E here? Can you tell me what is E here? When you take theta is equal to 0, this is sine 0, 0. So therefore, I have to write the 0. When theta is equal to 0, what is sine 0 here for the current? So that is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 90 degree, E is equal to E0 and I will be equal to I0. When theta is equal to 45 degree, E is equal to E0 by root 2 and I will be equal to I0 by root 2. So therefore, from this what can you understand? From this what can you understand, children? Please listen here. Theta is equal to 0, E is 0, I is 0. So what? E value when it is 0, I value is also equal to 0. When E value is equal to E0, I value is also equal to it. That means both are traveling with the same phase. What is that? Both are traveling with the same track, same phase. When E is 0, I is 0. When E is attaining maximum, I is also attaining maximum. So therefore, what can we conclude? Is there any phase difference between E and I? No phase difference. So therefore, from 1 and 2, we understand that voltage and current E and I do not have phase difference. Do not have phase difference. So that means both are in phase with each other. Both are in phase with each other. Both are in phase with each other. Both are in phase with each other mean what are the both? Current and the voltage. So both are in phase with each other. So that is no phase difference between E and I. Okay, if there is no phase difference between E and I, how to draw the phasor diagram? I will draw phasor diagram, time diagram, all that, right? So we'll draw the phasor diagram. Just I will lift it up. Phasor diagram. So I will take the next page and then I will draw for a resistor continuation. For a resistor, let me draw phasor graph. Phasor graph. So how to draw the phasor graph? Phase, no. So phase difference, right? So let me take always E naught in the first quadrant. I have taken E naught in the first quadrant. I and E both are in the same phase. Just now we saw, right? So therefore, I naught in the same first quadrant, which shows that E and I are in the same phase. And of course, this is omega t. So E and I are in phase. No phase difference. Okay, now E or I versus omega t graph. E or I versus omega t graph. So let us find out E or I versus omega t graph. So now we know that E is sinusoidally varying with respect to time. So therefore I am just drawing it like that. This is E naught. But I is also sinusoidally varying with respect to time. Both are traveling with the same phase we have seen. But then I is lesser than E naught because I is equal to E naught by R. See, dotted lines represent I naught because I naught is nothing but E naught divided by R. Since you are dividing with the resistance R, value reduces, dip down. So therefore, little lesser value. But both are in the same phase. So when it is, so this is 0 to T, this is T by 2, like that. Now, how does the frequency varies with the resistance? In that resistance, there is no dependent of frequency. So therefore, frequency versus resistance graph. Resistance R. So when R increases, when frequency increases, the resistance value is not at all dependent upon the frequency, it remains constant. So these are the three graphs, very, very important. Apart from that, there is also a power graph. So that I will describe after deriving the power. So how to derive the power? Let us learn that power. So hope you understand this. So what is the gist of this derivation? When you connect AC across a resistor, we find that there is no phase difference between the current and the voltage. As well, one more important concept is that resistance is independent of frequency. Now power we will describe. Okay, power consumed by a resistor only across AC source. Children, if I am deriving power, right, same way you can derive it for other elements. Keeping non-mathematics student account, I will tell you how to tackle, how to strategize. Even if you're non-mathematics student also, you can do it. Not a big deal. So in fact, you people will be learning just a gist of integral calculus, 1 or 2 steps. That's all. So power consumed by resistor only across AC source. We know that E is equal to E naught sin omega t and I is equal to, just now we got to know, I naught sin omega t. Power instantaneous is equal to work done by time taken. So that is equal to E into power is nothing but voltage into current. So I am multiplying with that. So that will be equal to E naught into I naught into sine square omega t. So now dW is equal to E naught I naught into sine square omega t dt. Now I'm going to integrate on both the sides. Integral dW is equal to E naught I naught into integral 0 to t sine square omega t dt. Already in the previous class, I have already told you about integral of sine square omega t, but then also now I am giving you a recap. Okay, so in mathematics, just to have a recap of this. What is integral of sine square omega t dt, which can be written as integral of 0 to t, I mean interval 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 into t. This is the first formula. Second formula, integral of sine 2 omega t, 0 to t dt is equal to 0. Third formula, integral 0 to t cos 2 omega t dt is equal to 0. These are three formulas I already have given you. So now I think you can have a short recap once again, and so that will be really helpful for you to just solve this. Right, children? Now come back here. This is very easy now. What is integral sine square omega t? Just now I told you 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So therefore, dw is equal to work done. So that will be equal to E naught I naught into integral 0 to t 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 into dt. Just now I told you integral cos 2 omega t is 0. So therefore, this becomes 0. So when this is becoming 0, so therefore here you can say here work done is equal to power average into t, because work done by time taken is equal to what? That's equal to power, right? So therefore work done is equal to power average into t. So that will be equal to E naught I naught divided by 2 into integral 0 to t dt minus 0. So what is power average into dt? So power average into t is equal to E naught I naught by 2 into t. T get cancelled. So therefore simply you can write it as power average is equal to E naught I naught by 2. 2 okay ni right, children? Root 2 into root 2. So E naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2. Can you tell me what is E naught by root 2? Yes, that is correct. ERMS. So therefore average power consumed. So that will be equal to ERMS into IRMS. So I've just put a box for the same thing, or I can write here power average only through a resistor is ERMS into IRMS, which is nothing but maximum. So hope you understand that. Average power consumed by resistor only is ERMS into IRMS. Okay, got it? So hope you understand. So now let us see the power graph. So now voltage, current, power, that is nothing but average power versus omega t graph. Can you see here in x-axis it is omega t. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So therefore I can draw it like this. See, the same way it has drawn. See, this is 2 times it has been, 2 waves it has been drawn. So if you want, you can also draw the 2 waves here. Yeah. So 2 waves it has been drawn. Next, this 0 to 360 degree, full rotation like that. 0 to 360 degree. Now 0 to 180 degree, let us first of all draw, and then we'll go for the 360. This is nothing but, okay, this is sinusoidal graph. So which is voltage? The blue color one is voltage. Can you see here? This is blue color one is voltage. So please be very careful. 0, it's at 0 degree, it is 0. At exactly 90 degree, it should be maximum, because E is equal to what? E naught sin omega t. Okay, which is maximum? E is equal to E naught sin omega t means which is maximum over here? It should be, the maximum is nothing but voltage is maximum over here, like that. So E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So now here this, let me draw, voltage is maximum. This is 90 degree. This is 180 degree. Okay. Now, I think this is not the graph, I guess. So let me check that. Okay. So this is not the graph. I think I can remove this after I teach you. Now, this is voltage. Current I is equal to I naught sin omega t, right? That is also sinusoidally varying with respect to time, no? So current I, that is also I naught sin omega t. So therefore, let me talk like this. This is current. Okay, right. But power is equal to E into I over here. When is power 0? When can you say that the power is 0? When current and the voltage is maximum, what about the power? Power is maximum. But when current and the voltage is 0, the power is also equal to 0. And when the current and the voltage is equal to 45 degree, what will be the power? So accordingly, you have to draw the graph. So this is going to be the power graph. So children, once after teaching the power, I'll just come back to you because you won't be knowing like what I'm drawing. So therefore, let me not talk about this now. Okay. So anyhow, I will come back to you about the power later. After teaching this power, let it just, I put it on hold here. Okay. Because you have to understand this is voltage. The voltage is here. And you have to understand that this is current. But then you may be wondering why the current has been drawn down. The current is drawn down. This is current lacks the voltage. So this is an inductor must be. So this is not actually a resistor. So resistor, I will show you how the resistor works. Okay, later, because it is inductor. Can you check here? Current is lagging over here. So I haven't taught you inductor. Come back. So put on hold this one alone. Okay, now come back. AC through pure inductor only. After I teach, I'll just come back to this. Okay. Now, till this you understand, children, P is equal to ERMS or ARMS. About the power graph later on we will see, because you have to know about inductor, capacitor, then only you can come back to the power graph. So, AC through pure inductor only. So, I am connecting an inductor and connected across the AC source. This is induction. Inductor. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. We know very well that whenever you pass a varying current through the inductor, there is a self-induction phenomena will take. So it has a tendency to oppose the original growth of the current. Therefore, self-induction phenomena will come into existence. Hence, due to change in magnetic flux, induced EMF will be produced, which is equal to minus d phi by dt, which can be written as minus d by dt of flux phi is equal to Li. So first write applied voltage. This is being very easy, children. Applied voltage. Applied voltage across AC source. So that is equal to E is equal to E naught sin omega t. That's equation number 1. Now, induced voltage or induced EMF across inductor due to change in magnetic flux, that is equal to minus L into di by dt. But by Kirchhoff's voltage law, what is Kirchhoff voltage law, children? Can you recap and tell me? What are the two laws you learned in Kirchhoff's? Current law, voltage law. Algebraic sum of the current flowing through a junction is equal to 0. That is current law. Sigma I is equal to 0. By KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law, sigma V is equal to 0. So therefore, I can call this as, this is L into di by dt, right? So therefore, E naught sin omega t plus minus L into di by dt is equal to 0. Now, putting it to the right hand side, now you know very well, E naught into sin omega t is equal to L into di by dt. So therefore, di is equal to E naught by L into integral of sin omega t dt, integrating both the sides. See here, I have integrated both the sides, indefinite integral. So I have integrated. Now therefore I will be equal to E naught I naught. What is integral of sin omega t dt, children? Previous class we have seen, no? So integral of sin omega t dt is equal to minus cos omega t by omega. Same thing I am writing here. So therefore E naught I naught into minus cos omega t by omega, which can be written as I is equal to E naught I naught divided by, this is L is there already, right? L is there. So L omega into integral, that is minus cos omega t, should be written as sine of omega t minus pi by 2. So therefore I can write it as E naught, I think I have done some mistake. Can you check here? E naught by L only, not I naught. So this is E naught by L. Okay, got it. So this is E naught divided by L. E naught divided by L. So E naught divided by L omega. So now you can write it as this is in the form of I is equal to E naught divided by L omega should be simply written as what? I naught into sine of omega t minus pi by 2. That is all children here. I naught into sine of omega t minus pi by 2. So this one, I just put a box over here where this is equation number 2, where I naught is nothing but E naught by L omega. Is it not in the form of I is equal to E by R? Yes, it is in the form of I is equal, but then R is already assigned for resistor. Hence, I'm going to give you a new term called as E naught by XL, where XL is called as inductive reactance, where XL is called as inductive reactance. What do you mean by inductive reactance? It is a resistance offered by an inductor. Resistance offered by an inductor. Resistance offered by an inductor only due to the flow of AC. Due to the flow of AC current. Flow of AC current. Now children, this is second equation. You can check the first equation. What is the first equation we have seen? E is equal to E naught sin omega t. What is the second equation? I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. Now you tell me, the previously I have drawn the table, no? So same way we'll draw the table here. Okay. E is equal to E naught sin omega t, that is for applied voltage. And what is the induced voltage developed across the inductor? That is I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. So from this 1 and 2, we understand that whenever theta is equal to 0 degree, what is E and what is I? When theta is equal to 0, E is 0. Correct? Is it right or not? Tell me. Sine 0 is what? 0 only, no? So 0. When theta is equal to 0, what is I? When this is 0, sine of minus pi by 2. So that is equal to minus I naught. So therefore minus I naught. Previously I have drawn now one graph. That's based on this. Can you check here? When theta is equal to 90 degree, what do you get E? E is E naught because sine 90 is 1. Next, when theta is equal to 90 get cancelled, so I is 0. Theta is equal to 45 degree, E is equal to E naught by root 2. That is equal to minus I naught by root 2. So keeping this in mind, I'm going to draw the graph. So from 1 and 2, we understand that current lags the voltage. Current lags voltage. Current lags voltage by an angle of by pi by 2. Earlier we have seen resistor, no phase difference. Now we saw current lags the voltage. Since it is lags the voltage, so I am forced to draw the phasor graph. So how do you draw the phasor graph? So in that phasor graph, I already pointed out the first quadrant is meant for E naught. So first quadrant is E naught. Current lags the voltage. Since it is lagging the voltage, so I am going to take it to the here. This is I naught by an angle of pi by 2. That is all children phasor graph. Now E or I versus omega t. Omega t. So now here the red color one is E, sinusoidally varying with respect to time, whereas the current lags the voltage. So current is lagging the voltage, so I am just dropping it from the bottom. When it is maximum, it is 0. When it is 0, it is maximum. So like that, it just goes on. So therefore, you can say here, this is 90 degree. This is 180 degree. And this is what? 270 degree. And this is 360 degree. So hope you understand the graph, children. So this is current lags the voltage, I naught. Since it is lagging, I am putting in the negative quadrant. So therefore E or Y versus omega t. And the previous equation, children, can you check here what is XL we wrote? XL. What is this XL? Can you check here? Yes, XL is equal to L omega. Can you read out what I have written? Resistance offered by an inductor. Due to what? Flow of AC current. If you just like that write resistance offered by an inductor, teacher will not give you marks. Because it is specially you have to mention it is flow of AC current. Since it is resistance, therefore SI unit is also equal to what? Ohms only. But only thing, this is called as XL because of the inductor. So therefore, I have to draw XL omega versus, okay, frequency versus Inductive reactance. Inductive reactance. What is inductive reactance, children? Just now we saw. Can you recollect? Yes, whenever you are studying, you have to study only by writing. Learning only by writing. You can't just see the book like that. You learn only by writing so that you will be conscious to know that what mistake you're doing, and also you'll be conscious like which page you have written, and you'll have a high recapitulation ability, and our understanding ability also will improve. So inductive frequency versus inductive reactance. So when omega increases, because XL is equal to L omega, when omega increases, XL also increases. Therefore, it is a straight line graph. So hope you understand, children, about inductors. So now what is the power consumed? So let us quickly see that average power consumed by an inductor. Average power consumed by an inductor only. Average power consumed by an inductor only. So I'm going to take one inductor. So in that E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Already we know that. That's an applied voltage. What is the induced voltage developed? Just now we saw. That is equal to I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2, which can also be written as that is equal to minus I naught cos omega t. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now tell me, children, what is power? The same thing whatever you have done, that power instantaneous is equal to dw by dt, work done by time taken. So that is equal to E into I, which is equal to E naught into I naught into sin omega t into cos omega t. Children, what is sin to omega t? Come on, tell me, recollect and tell me. Yes, sin to omega t is nothing but 2 sin omega t cos omega t. I don't have 2 here. What should I do? Multiply and divide by 2. That is all. So when I multiply and divide by 2, I will get sin to omega t divided by 2. Integrating both the sides. After integrating, you know very well, we have already seen here. What is integral of sin to omega t? We have seen. Already we have seen, no? What is integral of sin to omega t? Check. I have given you the hint. Yes, integral sin to omega t is what? 0. So same thing I'm applying here. Sin to omega t is 0. So therefore, this is being 0. So therefore, work done is equal to power average into T is equal to 0. Or simply you can write it as power average is equal to 0. What do you mean by that? Average power consumed by inductor only is 0. Average power consumed by inductor only is equal to 0. Average power consumed by inductor only is equal to 0. Can I go to the next? Hope you understand. For that only the graph was given, this graph. Now can you check here? Voltage, current, power average versus omega t. Can you check here? Yes. Now this is voltage sinusoidally with respect to time. And what about the current? Current lacks the voltage. So here this is the current lacks the voltage. Can you check here? When it's 90 degree, this is maximum, whereas the current is minimum. See, look at here, 180 degree, the voltage is 0, whereas the current is maximum. What about the power? When is the power maximum here? The power is maximum only at 45 degree. Can you check here? The power is maximum at 45 degree here. You can see here. And the next 45 degree, that is 3 into 45. So odd multiples of 45 degree, here you have maximum. Similarly, here odd multiples of 45 degree are maximum. So in that way only you have to draw. So this is meant for inductor. This is meant for inductor. So if you know inductor, then you must be knowing how to find out for the resistor. We'll come back after finishing. We'll do that. So now this is average power we have done. And then pure inductor, the same thing whatever I have drawn here, the same thing only. Just now I discussed. So therefore, power average will be equal to, for a cycle will be equal to 0. You can see here which is the power graph. Number 1 is the voltage. The maroon color one, number 2 is the current. And number 3 is the power. Exactly at 180 degree it should be equal to 0. And 90 degree it should be equal to 0. Whereas 45 degree it should be maximum. So like this 3 curves they will give, they'll ask you to identify which is power. So you have to be very clever enough to find out. So voltage will be maximum at 90 degree, whereas the power will be 0 at 90 degree. So power average is equal to 0. So come on, let us see the capacitor next one. So capacitor, AC through pure capacitor only. Connected across the AC source. So this is E is equal to E naught sin omega t. And we know that capacitance C is equal to Q by V. So therefore V will be equal to Q by C. So applied voltage as usual, you have to take applied voltage across the capacitor, applied voltage across capacitor. So that will be equal to E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Is it correct, children? Yes, because in all the cases, always you see to that you are applying a sinusoidal AC voltage, therefore it's equal to 1. Now, therefore, voltage across the charged capacitor, voltage across the charged capacitor, voltage across the charged capacitor is V is equal to Q by C. So therefore, I can write it as V is equal to E is equal to Q by C, or I can write E naught sin omega t is equal to Q by C, or I can write Q is equal to C into E naught into sin omega t. So therefore, dq by dt is equal to d by dt of C into E naught into sin omega t. Please concentrate well here, children. You have to have a recap now. What is dq by dt in current electricity you have learned? What is rate of flow of charge? What's that? Yes, come on. That is current. So I is equal to C into E naught into what is differential of sin omega t? D by dt of sin omega t. D by dt of sin omega t is nothing but cos omega t into omega. So therefore I can write here I will be equal to. So therefore I will be equal to E naught into cos omega t, this C will be there, cos omega t into omega. Or I can write it as E naught divided by 1 by C omega. Why should I write it like that? Because I have to bring it in the form of what? Resistance. Earlier we brought it in the form of resistance, that is E naught by L omega. Previously, according to Ohm's law, that also it has come I naught is equal to E naught by R. Similar way I have to bring it in terms of resistance, I is equal to E by R. So 1 by C omega. Cos omega t is of course sine of 90 plus theta, so sine of omega t plus pi by 2. So this is in the form of I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. So therefore I can say that from 1 and 2 here I can say that this is first equation, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. What is the second equation we got? That is I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So therefore 1 and 2 I can say that. From 1 and 2 I can say E is equal to E naught sin omega t and I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2, children. So from 1 and 2 one can understand that. What can you understand from 1 and 2? Is that the current is in phase? Huh? Is the current lags? No, current is ahead. Current leads the voltage. Current leads the voltage. Current leads the voltage by what? By pi by 2. Right? Already we have seen in conductor current lags. Now it is current leads. That's all. So now you can find out or you can draw phasor graph. So same way, can you try phasor graph? Yes. In the phasor graph, always the first quadrant you choose E naught. Since it is currently leading, so therefore this is I naught. So this is leading by an angle of pi by 2 over here. This is phasor graph. Next, E or I versus omega t. E or I versus omega t. In that case, I have already pointed out E you should not change. So this is E sinusoidally varying with respect to time. But then the current leads, since the current is leading, so from here you start. Above you start. Earlier we have drawn below, right? Now you above you start. 0, this is maximum, so this will be 0. So like that it just goes on. So this is omega t. So when is 90 degrees? So here it is 90 degree. This is 180 degree. This is 360 degree. So hope you understand this E or I versus. But then we know that Xc is equal to 1 by C omega. So therefore, what is frequency versus reactance graph? Frequency versus capacitive reactance graph. Which is called capacitive reactance, children? Which one? Yes, The Xc is called as capacitive reactance. When omega increases, Xc decreases. So hyperbolic, rectangular hyperbola graph. So you must know what is capacitive reactance. Can you guess what is capacitive reactance? Come on. How do you define inductive reactance? Come on. Same way only. Capacitive reactance is the resistance offered by a capacitor due to the flow of what current? Is it DC? No, AC. Resistance offered by a capacitor due to the flow of AC current. What is the SI unit, children? SI unit is ohms. Why? Already we know that. Resistance unit is ohms. Same way here also it is ohms. Hope you understand this, children. Now you can see the pure capacitor power. So power average due to capacitor only. Due to capacitor. For a full cycle. So can we discuss? Yes. What is E? E is equal to E naught sin omega t. And now only we got to know what is I. I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. Instead of writing that, I can also write I naught cos omega t. So that is I. So therefore, power average will be equal to dW by dt is equal to, what is power average? Work done by time taken. What is work done, children? What is work done? Work done is nothing but energy by time taken. So energy by time taken, you call it as power. Power is nothing but voltage into current. So therefore, I can write V into I. So R, therefore I can write E into I. R, which can be written as E naught sin omega t into I naught cos omega t. So therefore, dW is equal to, why am I writing all this? Because all these are instantaneous values of voltage. Instantaneous power only I have, but I wanted to have a full cycle average power. That's why I'm finding out. E naught I naught into sin omega t into cos omega t. What is sin omega t into cos omega t? Sin 2 omega t divided by 2. Integrating both the sides. Now you know E naught I naught divided by 2. Integral sin 2 omega t dt. So dt. Okay, integral sin 2 omega t dt. So now what is integral sin 2 omega t dt? Already we have seen, already have given, that will be equal to what? Yes, very good. That is equal to 0. So therefore, work done is equal to 0. Power average into T is equal to 0. Or I can simply write it as power average is equal to 0. You hope you understand this. Average power consumed over a full cycle is absolutely equal to 0. What about the inductor? Inductor also it is equal to 0. So now let us see the graph also we have seen. So once I will just have a recap. You will be able to understand which is the power one. Exactly at 45 degree, power is maximum for both the cases. So I am drawing. So how do you draw for the resistor? Resistor you have to draw like this. So this is current voltage, and the current also it will be like that because both are in the same. But then power is always positive here. So therefore power exactly, this is 90 degree, upper this is 45 degree. So the power will be positive 45 degree. Again, this is 0, this is 90 degree, 90 degree 0, and this is 180 degree. Like that. Okay, third multiples of 45 degree. You get my point. Here 90 degree, 180 degree, what is that power here? 0, no? But then in that case, 180 degree, what you get? Maximum you have to get here. So maximum you have to get. So like that you should draw. You try, you will get to know. Okay? So try that, you will definitely get to know. Okay? See here 45 degree, you are getting maximum power. And then again, odd multiples of 45 degree, you are getting maximum power. Similarly, you have to do for the resistor. Resistor maximum is 90 degree over here for current and the voltage. When current and the voltage is 90 degree, then power also will be the same. So therefore, all the three will be lying like this. So this is current, whereas this is power. Can you check here? The third one is power. Power is equal to E into I. So therefore the third one is power. Instead of putting in the negative axis, so I'm going to put it in the positive axis. That's all. So this is how the graph will be equal to. Okay. So I never put it in the negative axis. Power is positive because E into I multiplication. So hope you understand this, children. And we will go for the LCR in series at across the AC source. LCR series across the AC source. L I am connecting, capacitor I am connecting, resistor I am connecting across the AC source. In series, what is same, children? In series, current is same. Current is same. But voltage is different. Therefore, VL, VC, VR. So therefore, I can write VL is equal to I into XL. VC is equal to I into XC. VR is equal to I into R. I into XL can be written as I into L omega. I into XC can be written as I into 1 by C omega. I into R. Series. But all this LCR series are going to use only the phasor graph method. What method? Phasor graph method. Can we see that? You tell me what is the phase difference between current and the voltage in the case of resistor? Tell me. 0 degree. So now I am drawing like this. You tell me what is this element. This is current. This is voltage. You tell me what is this element. How do we find this? Is a phasor graph. How do you find out? You see whether current is above the voltage or below the voltage. You see. Is the current above or below the voltage? Yes, it is below. So current is leading or lagging? Yes, it is lagging. Since it is lagging, so this phasor graph belonging to what? Current lags the voltage. Inductor. Now one more I'll give you, check. This is current. This is voltage. Now you tell me. One more I have given, you tell me. Current is above the voltage or below the voltage? Yes, of course it is above the voltage. Since it is above the voltage, therefore it is what? Capacitor. Like that you have to find it. So, phasor graph method we are going to see. So, check here. Now, these are the three elements: resistor, inductor, capacitor. Check here. V is in phase. V is in phase. There is no difference. Because this is V. Whenever V is starting, current is also starting. So, VR is in phase. This is current. This is voltage. Same way here, this is current. But look at the voltage. Voltage is above, current is below. So, current lags the voltage. Or you can say voltage leads the current. Next case. Again, this is current. Current is same, no? So, same thing. Whereas, look at the voltage. Voltage lags. So, therefore, you can use this mnemonic CIVIL. CIVIL. Okay? In inductor, current lags. Whereas in capacitor, what lags? Capacitor. Voltage lags. In capacitor, voltage is lagging. So, in inductor, current is lagging. Like that, you can have a mnemonic. Or any mnemonic, whatever you want, take it. Whenever the current is lagging the voltage, that is inductor. Whenever the current is leading the voltage, that is capacitor. So, this is actually the phasor diagram here. You can see, check here, voltage and the current are in the same phase. Now, current is lesser, current lags the voltage. Here, current leads the voltage. Therefore, this is capacitor, inductor, resistor. Putting it together. So, I am going to put it together. So, this is VL. Update, take this VL. This is VC. Take this VC. VL is greater than VC. So, therefore, VL minus VC. You can ask me why you have to take VL greater than VC. You can even take VC greater than VL. If VC is greater than VL, this is VC, this is VL. Then you can write it as angle between this is 180 degree. So, therefore, I can write it as this is VC minus VL. Of course, this VR remains the same. So therefore, resultant will be lying like this. That's the difference. VL greater than VC, resultant will be in the positive quadrant. If VC greater than VL, then resultant will be in the negative quadrant. That's the difference. Hope you understand this. So now from this, you can find out tan theta. So tan theta is equal to VL minus VZ divided by VR. Children, what is VL? We have already written. Yes, I into XL, I into XC, I into R. Same thing I'm going to write. So I into XL minus XC divided by I into R. I get cancelled. So therefore, tan theta is equal to, or tan phi is equal to, tan phi is equal to okay, tan phi is equal to XL minus XC divided by R. So put a box for the same thing. So hope you understand this. And you can see here, this is the impedance triangle for a series LCR circuit which you have seen. How? Because this is resultant voltage and this is VR and this is phi. So therefore I can write tan phi is equal to what? VL minus VC divided by VR, or cos phi is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse VR by V. What is VR, children? I into R. What is V? I into Z. I get cancelled, so that can be written as R by Z. So cos phi also found out. Why I am especially finding out cos phi? Because the cos phi is called as power factor. What is it called as? Power factor value. It decides, the power factor value decides whether there will be a maximum power dissipation or minimum power dissipation in the circuit. That is why it's so special about it. So now let us see here, we have impedance I am going to see. So for that, to find out impedance, V is equal to, according to parallelogram vectors, you have to find out the impedance, right? So I am going to find out the impedance according to parallelogram law vectors. So then we will go for this. Okay. So now by parallelogram law vectors, law of vectors, V will be equal to square root of VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. So that will be equal to I into R the whole square plus I into XL minus XC the whole square. So V by I is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. So therefore Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. This is called as impedance. This is called as impedance. Children, what is impedance? Impedance is the effective resistance. Effective resistance of what? All the three. Effective resistance. Effective resistance of what? Of L, inductor, capacitor and resistor. In series. Series across what source? Especially I would write AC source. What is the SI unit? Ohms. So we found out the impedance. And we found out tan phi and cos phi. Now, when do you say that series circuit at resonance? First of all, you have to know what is resonance. Have you ever heard FM radio? When you go out of the city, you must have heard some gushing sound, air sound, where in which you will be tuning this radio receivers in order to get a maximum sound. So what are you tuning for? That tuning for to get a maximum current. How can you get the maximum current? In order to get the maximum current, you have to make the impedance minimum. So to make impedance minimum, you have to check the value of XL. You have to tune it to make the XL value equal to XC value for making resistance minimum. And current maximum. You have to make the resistance minimum, current maximum. So how do you make the current maximum? Because we know that the current I, according to Ohm's law, that is equal to V by R. Instead of R, I am going to write it as E by Z. Or you can call it as V by Z. Okay. So therefore, at resonance, I have to check here XL is equal to XC here at resonance. When XL is equal to XC over here, then you have to write it as Z is equal to XL is equal to XC, no? So therefore Z is equal to R. So therefore, what are the resonance conditions you have? Conditions. Number 1, you have to say XL is equal to XC. Number 2, XL value is L omega is equal to 1 by C omega. And number 3, I can write it as omega square is equal to, or omega is equal to 1 by root LC. Number 4, you can say Z is equal to R. Number 5, cos phi is equal to R by Z, no, so that is equal to 1. Number 6, phi will be equal to 0 degree. Number 7, which is very, very important to know, that VL is equal to VC. So these are the 7 conditions for circuit to be at resonance. So where do you use resonance circuit? I have told you that used in radio receivers, tuning receivers, all tuning receivers. And then have you ever seen in shopping malls or in temple where you have a grand function, you have a metal detector. So in that metal detector, you cross by and then go into the temple. So what are you doing? So whenever you're crossing, you are going through the inductor. So when you go through the inductor, so what happened? Here the inductor, and it is connected to series capacitor and resistor circuit over here across AC source. When you go through this inductor with a metallic bomb, what happened? You will get a sound. So already it is set for the resonance. But whenever you go with a metallic bomb, what will happen? There will be a variation in the impedance. How much ever the variation in the impedance, that will be converted in the form of a sound. So this is based on the principle of, this is metal detector is based on the principle of LCR series resonance. Metal detector. One more question will be asked. Series resonance. In your textbook, example question it is given. You have to definitely go through that. So this is the series resonance circuit. We know that XL is equal to L omega. Therefore, when omega increases, XL also increases. Therefore, directly proportional. And XC is equal to 1 by C omega. When omega increases, XC decreases, inversely proportional. Whereas R remains a constant. So therefore, I can say here, this is XC, this is XL. Okay, XL, XC and R. So R is going to be remaining at constant. So this is R. At omega is equal to omega naught, all the three. R is maximum, XL minus XC is equal to 0. So therefore, I am drawing it like that. So hope you understand this. And then resonance graph. At why resonance graph is like that. At omega is equal to omega naught, the current is maximum. When omega is less than omega naught, it is current is keep on decreasing. So therefore, you can call it as capacitive dominated. Capacitive dominated. And omega is greater than omega naught, inductive dominated. Inductive dominated. So therefore, you can say that here in a resonance graph at maximum point Z will be equal to R. At resonance, Z will be equal to R at the peak value. So likewise, if you want to find out the quality of the resonance circuit, I have to check for the maximum value of the current. As well, I have to check for the bandwidth. You must have heard about the frequency range, that's called bandwidth. So this is how you need to find out the quality of the series circuit. It's actually a horse, it's not absolutely present in the syllabus, but then in case study question it will be asked. So for that purpose I am teaching you. So that is nothing but Q factor. Q factor is nothing but quality of resonance circuit. How to find out the LCR circuit is high quality. Here I have given no. There's only one graph I have given. It is for only one resistance. Suppose if I vary this resistance value, you have to draw multiple resistance graph like that. This is R1. Maximum current R2, R3. So R1 is less than R2 less than R3. How do you know it is R1 less than R2 less than R3? Because resistance is more. Current is, here resistance is more means current will be lesser. Here resistance is less, therefore the current is maximum. So R1 less than R2. This is called as resonance graph. Current versus omega. Appdi if I am giving you impedance, because I is equal to E by Z, right? So impedance is reciprocal, no? So therefore you can check here, this is an impedance graph. And check here. Impedance graph. Abhi just ulta. So this is impedance versus this is impedance for resistance R1, R2, R3. So like that. At omega is equal to omega naught. Here, this is a minimum impedance. Z is equal to R1, minimum impedance. Little more, Z is equal to R2. Z is equal to R3. What about this one? This is impedance. This is impedance versus omega. Earlier, whatever you have seen is current versus what? Omega. So hope you understand that is ulta. So all this graph you have to know. And bandwidth I have already told you. This is capacitive dominated, this is inductive dominated, and this is resistance dominated. And LCR series resonance also I given. So based on that one or two questions, so let us quickly see. Alternating voltage in AC circuit is represented by V is equal to 100 root 2 sine 100 pi. So this is in the form of V is equal to 100 root 2 sine 100 pi t. This is in the form of V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Children, from this, compare this equation 1 and 2 and tell me. You know it, very, very easy for you. V naught is equal to what you get? 100 root 2. But the question is, root means square value only is asked. So therefore, VRMS is equal to what? Already in the first page I have given you. What is VRMS value? VRMS value is equal to V naught by root 2. We have C naught naught. Same thing here, come back. VRMS is equal to V naught by root 2. VRMS is equal to V naught by root 2. So what is V naught by root 2? 100 volts, that's all. We found out VRMS. Next we have to find out the frequency. Which is the frequency, children? Yes, this is the frequency. Omega is equal to 100 pi. That's the frequency. Radian per second. You can leave it like that. Or otherwise, if you want to find out in terms of nu, you can say 2 pi nu is equal to 100 pi. Pi get cancelled. So nu is equal to 50 hertz. So hope you understand, children. One more question, let us see. This one, hope you understand. Similar way only. A circuit consists of capacitor of 2 microfarad and a resistor of 1000 ohms. 2 microfarad, alternating EMF of 12 voltage and frequency 50 hertz is applied. Find voltage across capacitor, phase angle between the applied EMF and current. So can we find out? How to find out? How to find out? There are two components given. Third component is not there. Just let us not bother about it. Here it is only 12 volt. Let us first of all find out the current. Okay, or otherwise we have to find out the voltage. So we know that I is equal to E by Z. Z is equal to square root of R square plus XC square. But what is XC? XC is equal to 1 by C omega, that is equal to 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 6. Omega is 2 pi into nu, 50. So that is equal to 1 by 50 into 200. 100 into 2, 200. So 200 pi, say 50 into 2, 100, 100 into 200. So 200 pi into 10 power plus 6. So this is becoming 10 power 4 divided by 2 pi. Multiply and divide by pi. So that will be equal to 10 power 4 pi divided by 2 into pi square. Pi square is 10. So 10 power 3 pi divided by 2. So 10 power 3 pi divided by 2, that is equal to XC. Let it be as such, ohms. Therefore, Z will be equal to square root of R square. 1000 the whole square, 10 power 6 plus. So this is 10 power 3 pi by 2 the whole square. So you have to always easily do the calculation. Do not swallow your time in doing the calculation. Plus approximate the result. So 10 power 6 into 10 divided by 2, so that's equal to 5. So therefore, I can write it as 10 power 6, take it out, and 5 plus 1, 6. So that is equal to 10 power 6, that is 10 power 3, and it is root 6 ohms. So Z we found out. After finding out the Z, I have to find out V. I, you find out I is equal to 12 volt. Children, one more thing I want to tell you. Whenever the voltage is given, if it is not specified amplitude, if it is not specified peak, simply voltage is given, always RMS voltage. So now it is RMS voltage 12 divided by 10 power 3 into root 6. So that is equal to, so 12 by root 6 into 10 power minus 3 amps. That is I. If you want to simplify further, you can simplify it, or otherwise I can write it as 12 by root 6 into root 6 divided by root 6 into 10 power minus 3. So that is equal to 2 root 6. 2 root 6 into 10 power minus 3 amps. Leave it like that. I found out this. Now I have to find out the voltage across this. So how to find out voltage? V across R. That is equal to I into R. So that is equal to 2 root 6 into 10 power minus 3 into R is 10 power 3. So that is equal to 2 root 3 volts. V across XC. So that is equal to I into XC. V across C, I mean. V across what? C, I mean. So V across C, that is equal to I into XC. So 2 into root 6 into 10 power minus 3 into XC. What is XC you found out? Just now here we have seen no, 10 power 3 pi by 2. So same thing you write. So 10 power 3 pi by 2. So 10 power minus 3 get cancelled. So 2 get cancelled. That is equal to pi root 6 voltage. So this is V across C. So further if you want to simplify, you can simplify. Phase angle you have to find out. Cos phi is equal to R by Z. What is R? 10 power 3. What is Z? Just now we found out 10 power 3 into root 6. So 10 power 3 can get cancelled. So cos phi is equal to 1 by root 6. Okay. So cos phi is equal to 1 by root 6. If you want to find out the phi value, you can use the logbook and then do it. Or I can write it as phi is equal to cos inverse of 1 by root 6. Okay. So hope you understand, children. Now what is asked, we will see. Phase angle we found out, and voltage across the capacitor, and this one we found out. EMF and current we found out. So hope you understand, children. And if you come across any doubt in that, you can always reach me. I will help you out. Thoroughly watch. By writing, learn only by writing. Do not simply watch. By doing any other activities, you cannot do multitasking. Whenever you are watching this, you have to devote your time for taking the notes, so that 100% in 15 or 20 minutes time you will be able to complete this lesson. Thank you, children.